going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is your host, MD, your source for crypto news and researched feedback. Want to give a quick shout out to my Discord community, Digital Daily. You guys have been keeping me on my toes with all of these new projects releasing good news over the past week, and I have been bombarded with all of the meme coin news. So I'm glad you guys are there, keeping me on my toes, ensuring that I conduct my research accordingly. Keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome. I do thank you. And if you guys keep it up, I will be rewarding you guys for your efforts pretty soon. And if you are not yet a community member of Digital Daily and you want to be, please consider joining. There we share all kinds of news, all kinds of articles. We have AMAs, discussions about business and all things finance. So if that strikes your fancy, go ahead and use the link down below. And if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and find yourself a seat. Hit the subscribe and a like. Also click the bell so you can get notified anytime I come on the net. So let's get into it. Today we have all kinds of news about our regulatory woes. Regulators keep bouncing all around. They're catching the cold, they're catching the flu. The only thing that they're successfully able to dodge are these questions about regulatory clarity. And with a few other articles underway, we will also be getting into some token talk, a couple updates from some projects that we all know and love, such as Cardano, Polygon, MATIC, Rune, Thorchain, BTC, XRP, all of that good stuff. So let's get into it, shall we? Published from Business Wire on October 25th, Mastercard and Backed partnered to offer innovative crypto and loyalty solutions. What is that? So Backed extends Mastercard's ecosystem of cryptocurrency partners, enabling crypto as a service. So we have new terminology here when it comes to software as a service, infrastructure as a service. Let's read on. Which provides quick access to cryptocurrency capabilities through the power of Mastercard's network and Back's trusted digital asset platform. Mastercard partners will be able to offer cryptocurrency solutions. These include the ability for consumers to buy and sell and hold digital assets through custodial wallets powered by the Backed platform, and streamlined issuance of branded crypto debit and credit cards. Now this is adoption continuing to roll on. People are very interested in spending their crypto. Me personally, I am not. I am more of a hodler in terms of storing wealth in the crypto space. I'm not looking to spend my crypto yet, but there is a demand for this in the market, and I am pretty sure they will be very successful in this area. They're also, I guess this would be in direct competition with Strike. They're also offering their customers as merchants to provide crypto services and payments for their customers. But as Backed is a part of the Intercontinental Exchange from Wall Street, I would assume they have a lot more backing, a lot more funding and popularity when it comes to offering crypto services to their customers. So let's read on. Consumers continue to seek out crypto assets as an option for everyday purchases. In the Backed U.S. Consumer Crypto Survey, of 2,000 U.S. consumers, nearly half of respondents reported purchasing crypto in the first half of 2021, while 32% of those who didn't are either very or somewhat interested in doing so before year end. And according to the Mastercard New Payments Index, 77% of millennials stated that they are interested in learning more about cryptocurrency, with 75% saying that they would use cryptocurrency if they understood it better. If you are anybody a part of that 77%, I would tell you to go ahead and do as much research as you can. It is very beneficial to join a community, as there is still regulatory uncertainty as far as spending your crypto. So is that going to be a major taxable event that you will be solely responsible for reporting or what? We still don't know, but let's continue on with the news. Mastercard has been partnering with all kinds of services. As you guys know, if you haven't watched my previous video that talked about Mastercard, they acquired the company CipherTrace. So that would give them the ability to trace illicit transactions in the network. So if anybody got their crypto credit card stolen, they would be able to facilitate an investigation and help you get their funds back if it's a credit card, or your funds if it's a debit card. And Bakkt, coming straight from Wall Street, they have a lot of partnerships themselves. So if I'm not mistaken, Bakkt is partnered with Google, and this would be specifically Google Pay. So any merchant that offers Google Pay would also be able to facilitate cryptocurrency transactions. They're also partnered with Quiznos, offering hefty discounts. I believe they are offering up to 15% off if you use their crypto debit card, or 15% back in Bitcoin on the first transaction. They are also partnered with Starbucks. Of course, you get your perks there. And Choice Hotels, Finastra. So Finastra would be the small community banks, so they would be able to offer crypto services as well. And the Choice Hotels, if you are a traveler, a frequent flyer, this would be very beneficial to you. Choice Hotels really isn't that popular, but I can definitely see your Wyndhams or your Hyatts or your Marriott hotels doing this in the future if Choice Hotels becomes successful. And Bakkt also does custody, so they do a lot so far for the crypto community and institutional grade investors who do not feel comfortable holding their own funds. And news that makes me go, okay. Buildback Better Act would close tax loophole for crypto investors. This is good regulation. It is not bad. It just prevents crypto traders from doing wash sales, which is normal in the stock market. This is a law that the stock market has. And the US government considers crypto property. So that's why this law did not apply to crypto, but they don't want people wash trading at the same time. So they want to throw this bill together just to prevent any wash trading that may happen in the space, which is kind of weird because we have all of these questions in the crypto space. We have all of this uncertainty, but one thing they know for sure is that they want to stop you from wash trading. Very cool, Kanye. Very cool. The bill has still yet to be passed. The Buildback Better Act would subject crypto transactions to wash sale rules, an anti-abuse measure that currently applies to stocks, bonds, and other securities, according to an outline published by the House Rules Committee. Yeah, that's all I have for this one. I just want people to know. Usually people really don't know about this because most people do not do wash trading. This is probably for institutional personnel that would be more susceptible to this infraction. But I just wanted to bring you guys the news so you are aware. That is all for this one. And like I said, I don't know when this bill will be finished up, but let's see. Oh, I guess they just published the near final draft after the White House unveiled a policy framework Thursday morning, the result of months of negotiations among moderate and progressive Democrats. Yeah, so we should be seeing something about this maybe December of this year. Who knows? Coming up next, U.S. Senator Haggerty to CFPB Director, don't stifle crypto innovation. I can tell you a lot of things I don't like, and this isn't one of them. Reading on, digital ledger technology offers a tremendous amount of promise in terms of financial innovation and inclusion. It's an industry where I think the United States is leading, just barely, has led, and I'd like to see us continue to lead there, especially when we look at other countries like China and the Chinese Communist Party that has moved to ban private sector activity in that arena. only because they want to offer their own CBDC. They're still getting into crypto, but the crypto that already exists, that infrastructure that is there, does not align with their agenda, which is cool. It's okay. We'll be fine over here. In late July, Senate floor speech, Haggerty opined, "We're using the cryptocurrency market as a pay-for." And what he means by that is they assume that they will gain so much money by taxing people heavily in the crypto space. And this is why Biden's infrastructure bill back in August, I believe, was a complete disaster. They had rules that not even the largest exchange could comply with. It is especially the retail investor that's included in this space. They wanted people who ran pools. So if you ran a decentralized liquidity pool, you would need all of the customers' information who's delegating to your pool. But the thing is, you don't know anything about these people. All you know is that such and such delegated to your pool. You don't have a username. You don't have a body count. There is nothing. And I'm glad that bill fell apart. And the thing that was most important was the crypto community came together, contacted their senators, and let them know that this bill was absolute
bullshit.
There we go. So that's pretty much that. Crypto lobbying, definitely a must in the times we are now of regulatory uncertainty, because as they throw these rules and regulations together, we need to make sure that we, the people, are taken care of. And the only way we can do that is come together and let them know when anything is amiss. Rand Paul questioning if crypto could become world reserve currency. Now, if you guys watched my previous video, I was speaking about cryptocurrencies becoming a reserve currency at some point or some part and in some capacity. And we are already kind of seeing that with El Salvador. During this previous dip we had this week, they added another 400 Bitcoin, I believe, bringing their total over 1,000 Bitcoin. I'll post it on the screen over here, but they're definitely not shying away when it comes to building their arsenal with an asset that appreciates and is deflationary. He goes on to say in this article that fiat can only go so long. And one of the quotes he has here is, "I've been amazed at the growth of it," speaking about the crypto space, "and I have always been. You know, more a person who believed that our currency should be backed by something of real value, like gold or silver or commodities. And always was wondering, well, crypto is not backed by anything either. But the trust was there. And as the US government prints more money and loses the trust of the people, at some point, something really has to happen. And that is why I created my previous video, because I would want everyone to be protected when it comes to the government actually doing something about the fiat currency today. Whether they do some kind of financial monetary restart, cancel all of the debt, and switch over to some new financial system, you definitely need to be exposed to an uncorrelated asset so you can protect yourself the best you can. Next up, news that makes me go, okay. Facebook steals another crypto idea for its nonsensical rebrand. And I'm just going to put a disclaimer out there. This guy who wrote the article has very strong feelings about Facebook. I do not blame him. I like to stay neutral when it comes to fintech, financial technology. But let's see what he has to say here. There is so much, too much, to be said about Facebook's announcement yesterday that it is changing its corporate name to Meta as a part of a refocus on what is essentially online virtual reality. Most of what is to be said is really not good for Facebook. This is a desperation move made in the face of a PR nightmare that has a slim chance of panning out as a market proposition, and basically zero chance of reversing the company's declining political and market focuses in the US and Europe. So if you guys have not heard, in the midst of all of the meme news, Facebook decided to change their corporate name to Meta. And this is a big play on what is becoming popular now, which is the metaverse, virtual worlds that people can explore, people can store things, gain collectibles, and basically play video games. It's a very big virtual reality play that is starting to gain a lot of traction. Reading on. So given the target rich environment, let's start close to home. Metaverse is the second buzzy concept that Facebook has misappropriated from the blockchain industry. It is likely to be just as poorly executed as Zuck's first Craven Magpie Act. The would-be stablecoin Libra, now known as DM, Facebook screwed up that much so badly it had to rename the product. Sensing a theme here. Yeah, so the reason why Facebook rebranded Libra to DM is because governments gave it so much pushback, and they actually did something pretty sketch, which was launch Libra in Switzerland outside of US regulatory reach, and then tried to launch in the US, and the US asked them, why'd you do it? And they said they don't know, they were good partners with them, and they were very open to crypto, which Facebook doesn't really have a good track record of doing the right thing when nobody is watching, especially encroaching on users' privacy rights. Now, Facebook also tried to launch their Novi wallet, and that got shut down as well, as governments and or people, I guess I would be in the same boat, do not trust Facebook to be a financial centerpiece in the economy we have today. I just don't think they could be trusted. All right, news that makes me go, you want it? You got it. AMC Theater's CEO considers adding Shiba Inu as payment for ticket purchases. And I'm just going to start off saying right now that Shiba Inu is taking the same approach that Doge did when it gained its popularity. Shiba Inu has a bit more utility than Dogecoin right now. I think the biggest things with SHIB is that it has a DEX. It's very successful. They have two coins, Bone Leash or Doge Killer. It's either Bone or Doge Killer or Bone and Leash, something like that. But when Doge got popular, the Dallas Mavericks owner, Mark Cuban, I believe, was taking Doge as payment for their tickets. And it's all just because of utility. People want the hype, they want the money, they want utility, and exchanges are going to list them. Just like Doge got on Robinhood, and Doge became literally 60% of their total revenue for quarter 3 of last year, I believe. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Shiba. The Shiba army is going full force on Robinhood, signing petitions, tagging them on Twitter, Instagram, on Facebook, you name it. They will not stop at anything. And it's all warranted. I mean, they had a very, very high price spike this past week, which they're cooling off now. But we will see what bit of news comes up next for the Shiba army, the Shiba people, and they will go from there. On Friday, Shiba Inu overtook Dogecoin to become the world's 9th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. According to Etherscan, the daily number of Shiba Inu transactions has surpassed 140,000, just shy of all-time 172 daily transactions achieved in May. And that was another big thing as well. Flipping coins in the market, especially when you are in direct competition, is a huge achievement. And I think that only pushed Shiba Inu higher as Dogecoin was left behind. I seen Dogecoin try to pump too, but it just couldn't keep up. Too many people, and I'm pretty sure some people from Doge even switched over to Shiba. Unloyal fans. Cardano stablecoin protocol Ardana raises 10 million in latest funding round. I love these names that Cardano chooses for their projects. I don't know if this was a direct name from Cardano, but they have some interesting names. I know a lot of them are like famous mathematicians of the past, which is a pretty cool recognition there. So what's going on with Cardano? Ardana, a stablecoin ecosystem built on the Cardano ADA blockchain, received $10 million in seed capital from a group of investors led by Three Arrows and Ascentive Assets. Ryan Matuvu, CEO and co-founder of Ardana, issued the following statement, and I quote, "As the first all-in-one stablecoin ecosystem built on Cardano, our platform provides users with convenient access to liquidity, an ever-present concern in the hyper-competitive DeFi world. We are also able to leverage Cardano's speed, scalability, and security to offer a decentralized financial solution that works for everyone. And soon we'll be facilitating foreign exchange on-chain as well," end quote. One thing that I cannot get enough of is Cardano going against the odds, making these partnerships. If you guys have not heard, Cardano signed a memorandum of understanding with an African country, Burundi. He was seen taking pictures with the president of that country. And while it does not show an obligation to whatever agreements they made, it does show compliance. This is the second biggest, or another country that Cardano has partnered with. I know they partnered with Nigeria as well with their digital identity services. So we will see how that goes. The country of Burundi is not that big. I believe they have approximately 12 million people. But with a stablecoin, all-in-one stablecoin system where you can lend, you can borrow, you can swap, you can store your value, this will be the all-in-one DEX that I cannot wait for it to launch. Cardano is really trying to reach outside of the box and help people. And I think this will be good for the economy of Burundi. So an investment opportunity here. Ardana plans to hold a public sale of its secondary token known as Dana for protocol governments as outlined in its roadmap. The project's developers intend for the sale to occur later this year, with 35.6 million out of the 125 million tokens up for grabs for 30 to 60 cents each. And I just pulled this tokenomics distribution sheet just so we can see that, yes, what their token sale is going to be, the exchange liquidity, what the price will be for private investors and public investors. You could see the circulating supply here. And if you guys can get in on this pre-sale of the Dana token, I would highly suggest it, as Cardano has a strong community as well. And I can see people bursting through the doors like it's Black Friday, trying to get the token at these prices, because with a circulating supply of 3 million, I don't think these prices will last very long with the DEX on Cardano. Bitwise CIO reveals why Polygon is an obvious choice for a single asset fund. This article, the move was taken due to demand for specific exposure to very exciting assets, according to Bitwise CIO Matt Haugen, who added that Polygon was an obvious choice for this while speaking in a recent interview. And it's nice to see that institutional grade investors want to speculate outside of Bitcoin. Reading on down here, we're seeing a lot of app activity. It's probably the #1 play in the space. And so we wanted to create a fund that let people make a bet on that specific asset. And that specific asset is in regards to Ethereum and the protocol, not the protocols, but the dApps within it. And MATIC is definitely an exciting one that people are looking for. Reading on, it's not for everyone. It's not even for most investors, but for people who want exposure to MATIC in a fund structure. So it looks like we are having funds investing, trying to create ETFs below the Ethereum protocol so they can further speculate on these chains. And I will definitely bring the news to you. So if there is an entry point, I would highly consider it, as funds are definitely willing to jump into the pool with you. Last up, CFTC should be crypto's primary cop. Acting chairman says. Rostin Benham points to enforcement actions the agency has already taken. In this article, I just wanted to cover a statement that was said by the new CFTC chair. The regulator pointed to the size of the crypto market, noting that the overall market cap is about 2.7 trillion now, and nearly 60% were commodities. Now, with this statement, that lets me know they have scoured and scanned the whole crypto space, and they have already deemed what is and what is not a security, which would be really nice to know. But I think it is important for this community to reconsider and consider expanding authority of this for the CFTC, Ben said. And that is the current problem we're having. It's the same thing that XRP is going through. When the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple for selling unregistered securities since 2013, the CFTC said Ripple was a currency. The SEC said Ripple was a security. And that is where the confusion lies. These government agencies need to get together and figure out what they're going to do, who is going to have the precedence over the crypto space, or who is going to have that 60-40 split or 50-50 split. We have regulations coming out about wash trading, but we still don't know what's a security and what's not. Some of these articles were hot off the presses. As we know, XRP reached a partnership with Pipel in the Middle East. So in the midst of this lawsuit, Ripple continues to expand their on-demand liquidity and their XRPL network. And I can only be more excited for this lawsuit to end, which I hope results in regulatory clarity and Ripple can move on to their public listing on the New York Stock Exchange and many more things to come. Also, Rune Thorchain is releasing a DEX that is going to be launched on November 1st. I took a look at their tokens to see if I could get a good entry point, and my oh my, I did see that they were only down by 2% when I took a look at this news. So it was a pretty good entry point for me. If you guys are already in RuneChain or want to get into RuneChain, I suggest you do it in a swift manner, as I don't think the price will stay low, especially with this kind of news. Anybody who releases a DEX now literally just goes to the ceiling. It's automatic. But there's so many DEXs, it's hard to choose. And that will do it for this one. I really hope I brought a little bit of value into your crypto world with the news roll-up that I had for this week. If you found it helpful for yourself and you believe it will be helpful for a friend, please go ahead and share it and let me know what you would like to see in the future if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed and you have some improving stories, please just let me know. I love working hard. I love researching. Crypto consumes my life, so I definitely need some help. With that being said, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one.